Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the C-List Villains Podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. I'm your host, AJ. We've got Luke, Red, E-Man, and the creators of the hit comic book series We Live, Roy and Inaki Miranda, the Miranda Brothers. Hello,
Buenas
everyone.
noches. Hey, welcome back, you guys.
Really nice to see you all again.
We are absolutely happy and ecstatic to see the both of you again. Bienvenidos a los dos. Welcome. I'm happy.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
all happy. E-Man's fanboying out right now, so well, good evening to you guys, the Miranda Brothers. Obviously, we're out here in the west coast of the U.S., and it's early morning for us. But I know where you guys are at, it's evening right now.
Yes, yeah, that's the magic of the Earth being round.
So just want to make sure that you guys had a decent dinner before we start, because I don't know what's going to end up happening here. You know, just make sure that you guys are bellies are full and you guys are happy, because we were going to talk all about We Live today. Okay.
Yes, we just came from France this midday, and I just slept a little and had lunch right now. So,
Oh, nice. And how's the tour signing going right now?
it was amazing, just to see the reaction of the readers in France. It's just so overwhelming. Really, they like it, and they're just telling us how much they love the book, and you can tell that makes us so happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's only been 3 weeks, I think, since it was released there.
Oh.
So it's brand new over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how many countries is We Live released to, and in how many different languages? We're talking about the first season.
Yeah, just US and France right now, for now.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna get this we're gonna get this even more international for you guys.
I know it's programmed to be released in Spain also this year, but they still don't have a date. But I know it's there.
When it comes out in France and then in Spain, does it come out as like all 6 issues, or all the 5 issues in one book, or is it like
Yeah,
5
a
issues?
hardcover book. Yeah, I just have it right here because they gave us one. It's a hardcover book.
That's beautiful.
They have a hardcover version.
Yeah.
They're lucky.
Really nice.
Oh, I like that interior too.
Wow.
Yeah, the quality is really nice.
The artist of that book should be commended. That's amazing art there. Oh man.
I have to ask, were you with the success of the book, did you guys know that you had, I mean, obviously you believe in the book and the story, but did you have a feeling it was going to have this whirlwind success that it had, or that it has?
It's a strange thing. I thought it was going to, if you I believed in the story, and I felt that if you keep publishing it, it will come a time where it will start being recognized.
Mm-hmm.
But what I didn't anticipate, it was going to be just with 5 issues. That's the part that it surprised us both.
You thought it would be more of a slow build, I'm assuming? Then?
Yes.
I think after the last issue with the cliffhanger that you guys set up, that's when people really took notice.
Yeah, that's what we felt too, with because of issue 5 also being reprinted, and there's when we noticed that wait a minute, it's like I understand that in part because it's where the book shows its real personality from start to finish. Like now you see what the book is really going to be about. But at the same time, I feel right now we're nervous about black and white because it creates maybe a it's right now like you're going to step in unknown territory, and now you need to uh, go back again to to zero
Mhm.
to see what their book is going to be from here on. That's the part where we're both nervous.
I don't think there's anything to be nervous about. People are clamoring for this next arc. And speaking of We Live Black and White, could you guys, in your own words, give us a synopsis of this next arc?
It it starts in like 6 years from when it ended in the first volume, and with this we start in a place where everything is falling down. Um, the Megalopolis, the shield that protects the Megalopolis from the beacon. I mean, not from the beacon, from the beast that comes out from the beacon. The new nature has learned how to make power cuts to the beacon, and the
Oh.
beacon is what fits the shield, gives power
Mhm.
to the shield, but at the same time is what charges the Palladions. So we're in a moment where the Palladions can't have a full charge, and they can't go too far away from the beacon.
Oh wow.
And at the same time, the shield is shrinking because the power cuts are happening every day. There's like a net of like underground energy that it's all around the earth and fits all the beacons. And those stream of energies they're just being cut, and the more they cut, the weaker the Palladians are, the weaker the shield is, and the more powerless they are because they can't go to the higher branches of the streams of power, of energy, to reconnect the higher branches that are the bigger streams. So it's a situation where the city it's been the situation has been handled by two generals. It's General Terrassa and General Nesbo, and they have different point of view of how to approach the crisis. And that's we're going to find out what those lines of actions are. So that's what generated to have both two issues, black and white, because basically, put it in a simple way, each issue focus on a different line of direction on how to save the people in the megalopolis.
Okay.
And at the same time, what we wanted to focus on is uh, the human struggle of being in a city under siege, and we're starting to is starting to not have food, starting to not have medicines, and it's a real crisis, a humanitarian crisis that they have to face. And on one side we wanted to show the human side of it, and on the other side we also wanted to show the Palladian side of it, how both react to what's happening and what they can do about it. And that's basically why there are two issues and what's the situation when we start this new arc.
Okay. And I'm glad you mentioned the name Palladians because we were debating about how to pronounce it on the last episode.
I was right. I said Palladions. I was like, it's got to be Palladions.
What was the
So,
other?
I think they said Paladins and
Oh,
I was thinking
Palladians,
Palladiums, yeah.
Palladiums, but it's Palladians.
Yeah,
So
but it's double L, so when the double L will be a Y sound.
stop it, Red. Stop. Don't do it. Don't you do that now, Red.
We do have a question for actual Dracula. What gave you the idea to have two separate first issues for the age of Palladions?
Roy, you want to jump in?
No, no lo entendí. Como que
¿De
dijo?
dónde sacamos la idea para hacer dos números separados.
Bueno, es importante que aclaréis lo de que los dos números son totalmente diferentes y que es importante leer los dos para completar la historia. Eso por un lado. Y la idea de los dos números fue realmente una necesidad, no teníamos tanto que contar y teníamos que colocar la situación y era tanta información que no podíamos hacerlo en un único número y por eso lo propusimos a Aftershock y aceptó.
Yeah, first he said he wanted to leave clear that black and white are two totally different issues, that you need to read both because they complement each other. So it's not a variant cover difference. The interiors are totally different, and they complete each other. And what took us to ask Aftershock about doing two simultaneous number one issues was the amount of information that we needed to put down, because we needed to reestablish a world, because it's been 6 years, things have changed, so we needed a lot of information to put it in a natural way, and at the same time it was impossible to put all the information and all the story that we needed as a startup issue, not just 2 issues, because we could have asked, why don't we have 6 issues? But we needed issue 1 to have be the start story of it, everything. So we couldn't do it in one normal issue. That's why we came up with the idea, and we asked Aftershock, and they liked it once we explained it to them.
So these 2 issues, it's just black and white, but they're going to go directly into the series, right? There's not like an issue 2 black and an issue 2 white, right? No, it just goes, they both go into okay, perfect.
Yes,
perfect.
they because they'll reach the same narration line. Yeah, and then it's 1 issue per month, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. I have a question then, because if this time jumps 6 years, at the end of issue 5, there was a 3-year time jump, and there was an individual who was entering the city, who I think is Hototo, right? We don't know that. You may not tell. We may not get revealed later on.
You can say.
So does this person has, as far as the story-wise, is this person still a mystery when this time jump skips, or are we already like this person already interacting with the characters?
When we jump in, it would be 3 years after that exact moment that you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's 6 years from when the Palladions appear. It's 3 years right after when Humbo reappears in that scene.
Also,
it is Humbo. It is Humbo. I knew it. Like, that's Humbo. It's got to be Humbo. Because we didn't see him die. I told you guys, we didn't see him die on the train. I was like, if we don't see a body, then there's a possibility. And confirmation.
So he's already, he's interacting with Palladions in a special way. Yeah, we'll learn how he interacts with Megalopolis, but it's still for the readers, it's still a mystery.
Okay, all right.
I got a question here. All right, this is more for Roy.
Okay.
¿Quién escribió más in black and white? Who wrote more in black and white? ¿Usted o Inaki? Inaki. He's saying Inaki did most of the writing.
Mi hermano escribió mucho más.
Okay.
Right. Generous now, it's 50-50. Come on.
So, like, how
tuvo sorry.
No.
He has a lot of work, 2 issues. Just
a lot of, yes.
Dibujando, drawing.
My struggle really came when drawing the issue, both issues, because we put so much. Just as an artist, I would hate myself because I'm also the writer. I would
Yeah.
hate the writers of this book because there was so much information to put in every panel to establish everything. How it needed to be established. It took me a while to finish 2 issues because there's a lot of things to absorb, and even so, it's a really fast pacing what we had to do.
Now, how many issues can we expect here? If we're calling this season 2, how many issues are we expecting for this next season? Do you guys know, or is it ongoing?
Yes. No, it's going to be the same, but it's one more issue. It's 6 issues because there are 2 number ones.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
It's going to be 1 to 5.
Okay. One question I because I just revisited issue 5, and I didn't catch it until I reread it. Towards the very end, when Hototo turns into a Palladium, all the children are, I guess, essentially floating into the air, and then you see 5 of them transform. Do the other children? Do we assume that they didn't survive the transformation then?
No, yep. That was it's a tragedy on the one side, and it was that part is pure tragedy. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't catch that until I reread it, and then I realized, wait a minute, all those other children are because they look like they were perishing. So
yes, they didn't make it. Only 5 made it from that megalopolis.
So that answers that question, because my girlfriend asked, like, there was supposed to be, 5,000 kids that was supposed to go up. Did all 5,000 turn into Palladions? But we're only seeing 5 of them turn into Palladions. Is that correct? Or are we going to see more than 5 Palladions?
Yeah, we only saw what happened in Megalopolis 9.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
there were 5 megalopolis from the 9 megalopolis that were standing in volume 1. Only 5
survived. Now-
So in each megalopolis had their same experience of bringing children and having that kind of filter. So when you see the cover of Black, the fold out cover, you'll see all the Palladions that made it. From in the transformation, though you won't quite see it because they're all in black. You can have a hint of, but those are all the Palladions that are in planet Earth right now.
okay. And I have
now I can spare you counting them.
so
You saw me do that. I was like, hold on, wait. There's 4, there's 9. Hold on, wait. Hold on, let me switch over to the next one. Wait, hold on.
So there's 25 total that survived then.
Yes.
Oh wow.
From 5,000.
Oh my god. No, that makes it even now
More
you're bringing back the
tragic.
tragedy. Yeah, now you're bringing back the tragedy, because we were seeing the desperation, the loss of hope with the journey in the first issue, right? In the first season, you see them going through, and you're like, they're not going to make it. And then they get to the end, they get brought up, and unfortunately, most of these kids still don't make it. But yet, there was a few chosen to stay to help protect the Earth. The tragedy is that we lost a lot of kids on this journey, but yet we still have the hope of the planet still living, because there were certain Palladions left behind to protect it. Yes. So now we're still continuing that same theme with Black and White. It seems like with the second season of, like, look, there's protection, but there's also hope that you're losing hope because there's something going on with nature and it's starting to cut off energy.
Yeah, and also that. Like a big part of the population in Megalopolis 9 are losing faith in the Palladions, because they're seeing that their saviors can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to be realistic on what a super being can do in a really tragic situation, like having a huge megalopolis with so many people, and you can't and even you're powerless because you're weakened. So there's just so much you can do.
Right, right. We do have a viewer question for Inaki from Actual Dracula. He's asking, or he's saying, one of my favorite aspects of We Live is the costume and creature design. What were some of your artistic influences when designing these elements?
Oh, well, it's tough. It's so much. I think it's a sense of distillation of distilling design, trying to find like the simplest way to make a design, but at the same time not too simple. And for example, if we have for the creatures, my start in the creatures in volume 1, because they changed for volume 2. For volume 1, and my goal was to have don't go so far where you don't recognize the animal, where you can't feel what, like a lion. Let's go to the reaper, the Bengal reapers. You know what a lion can do to you. So if you're standing in front of a lion, you know how you would feel. At least I imagine a lot of time where if I had a lion in front of me, I'm dead. And so, and then make a jump into the fantasy design with the colors and the lights, but still don't leave behind the part that we all know. That's like a gorilla with Alice. And as for the costume designs, it's on one side Miyazaki, and the simplicity of its lines, and also for me a character like Hototo has a sense of design like Asterix, for example, where you can see the action figure, like you see the design of a being that doesn't exist. And video games, it's a lot. I would have to really sit down and think what all my influences are, but there are too many to just put them down now.
You mentioned figures and the designs of these Palladions, going back to the designs, right? Staying in the subject of designs, these Palladions, a lot of these characters, they're colorful. These very rarely do, well, I shouldn't say very rarely, but I mean, like, you see Batman and the Supermans and you see the Avengers, they all have like a line of toys. Have you guys been approached by anyone to maybe create a line of figurines for Hototo, Humbo, Alice, and all the characters here in We Live?
That's a yes.
Is that that's what we call on this show an NDA face? Like, you want to say something but you can't say anything. So
Roy's face definitely says yes.
Okay, we won't spoil it. Maybe I may have spoiled something, so we'll
can't really.
Solo digo que nosotros lo necesitamos.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
That's yeah, we need it.
We need it.
I would love it. I would love to, look, my walls are empty right now. I did that specifically so I can start putting some We Live stuff up on the walls. That's what's happening here. So I'm personally looking forward to collecting a little Hototo. Like, I really want like little Hototo figurines. So like the moment we get word about toys and figurines, we have to know about this, you guys. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna take time because it's not that. It's
We'll get in touch with Todd McFarlane, all right?
Oh man, that would be amazing. No, that's not the news. I'm not.
This sounds like this is something that needs to be talked about off air, behind the scene. Okay, I gotcha. So Roy, I want to ask you a question. This is something that came up in my head just right now. So while you're on stage rapping and you have, because if you guys don't know, Roy's an MC in Spain. Like, he's just like this quality MC out there in Spain. I want to know how much of like your nerdiness, how much of your geekiness do you actually put into your lyrics? Like, do you ever spit any lyrics that actually relate back to We Live in the Palladions? And people are like, what did he just say? What's he talking about there? Does that ever happen?
¿Cómo,
¿Entendiste?
Hay
Que
hay una
sí.
parte que no.
Vale, te presentó como MC toda tu carrera
Sí, toda esa parte
y
sí,
que
sí.
si esa parte de, de freak, te has metido, si has llegado a meter o estás metiendo letras líricas respecto a We Live o a la cultura pop, también puedes pensar.
Todavía no, pero seguro que en muchas letras he metido cosas anteriores, o sea, no de Willy, pero sí del mundo del cine, cómics, escritura, sí que he metido mucho. Pero de Willy todavía no.
Yeah. He says
Es
that,
que en España no hay Willy, no sabrían.
Oh, okay, pues sí, de veras. Okay.
it
All right,
says
but
that
when you come to the United States, I expect full "We Live" lyrics. You hear me? Okay.
What did he
I'll be
say?
ready. I'll be ready.
You be ready? Okay.
Ina, can you translate?
Yeah, so he said he hasn't really done that yet. He hasn't really spit any lyrics about "We Live" while he's on stage just yet. Like a lot of the lyrics that he spit, he's already done like about movies and comics and things that he's grown. But as far as "We Live" goes, not yet because they're in Spain. They don't know what "We Live" is. But I said once he comes to the United States, I'm expecting at least one bar that's "We Live" related. Eso, ándale.
Speaking of the States, we did get a question from Wolfhawk. Are you guys coming to the States anytime soon?
yes,
Perfect.
we're going to be first step. We're planning a tour, a We Live tour, and first step is going to be in Philadelphia. Now in April, I can't remember the number. I think it's in April. Yes, in April, and then I think Orlando. And I'm forgetting the next ones, but it's going to be at least five cities this year.
No WonderCon or San Diego?
Not
Those
in
are
the
the
list,
big-
but
big
maybe
clubs
yes. I
anyway.
don't know. It's not in the list, I think.
Oh, okay. Man.
I like how Roy was thinking. He's like, hold on, WonderCon San Diego. Ahí vamos a ir. No, espérate. Wait, no, todavía no.
Well, the question
No.
is whether or not they're moving West Coast. They're going anywhere near California, no, or
Yes,
Oregon.
yes,
Why?
yes.
Hay una fecha, sí. One
See,
in the
for
West
sure
Coast.
it's going to be in the West Coast. Yes,
Okay, very good.
but
very
I
good.
can't remember right now the city.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at all three of us are like, all right, is it going to be in Portland? Is it going to be in LA? Is it going to be in the Bay Area? So now we're all like, okay,
No.
where is it going to be?
Creo que sí que es San Diego, ¿eh?
And yo creo que I'm thinking in San Francisco, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's good.
We have another question from Mark. Was there another soundtrack with this new arc?
Ooh, good question.
Yes, yes. It's,
Yes.
yes, the Black and White will have both a soundtrack, and it will be all along through 1 to 5, each one.
Nice. Is it going to be the same artist as the last one, or is it going to be different artists?
And one of them, it was volume 1. It was by El Hombre Viento and Mario Gonzo Lorente. Now it's Mario Gonzo Lorente. It's going to take over and do everything.
Oh, nice. Nice.
He's the guitarist of Roy's, one of Roy's
Done.
band. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it still sets the mood. Like when I went back and read it again, without the music, it's cool, but having the soundtrack in the background, having the mood set while you're reading this book, I felt just it still completely enhanced the joy of reading this book. So like you guys collaborating with someone to bring out a soundtrack, it's going to excite a lot of people because it really changed how we read this comic book, and you guys did something fantastic with that.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we
Thank
found
you.
that we as creatively we also need the music just to also transmit and do the whole pack of the atmosphere and emotion that we want to put in.
Mhm.
We found that for us it's also we needed the music.
Okay. I have to ask you this question because Live was a great story, but the book that really got me was the Free Comic Book Day book. I need to know: are we going to see those characters again? Because I cannot. There was an ending, but I felt like I need to see more of these characters.
I mean, we right now we're focused on the main storyline because it's going to be such an arc because of volumes that we want to, that we have a lot of story to tell in the main story. But I can say that look for the four crosses because there's one of them makes a guest appearance in this arc.
Okay.
That was again, like you guys break our hearts with these stories. You really do, but you guys make us want more, and the journey for that one kid in the Free Comic Book Day was really it was really it hurt my feelings. You guys are hurting and making me sad, but you guys are making me want to read more, which is really good. And that's to the that speaks to how you two are working, as collaborators. You guys want us to experience these feelings, and you guys are doing a great job with that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We also are talking about those four guys. We want to also tell them their story. The thing is, once you make a character alive, it stays in your head, and you want to keep knowing about that character. So we also have the need to tell their stories because there's a story for them. But at the same time, we have so much to tell for the main story of We Live but we'll probably someday we'll tell their stories.
Perfect. I mean, it was an amazing story, and I have to say it's very rare these days that storytellers can write a complete story in one issue. And that one was that's one book that I've read, and I can't think of one in recent years where it was literally a standalone issue, and it was one of the best reads I had read.
Wow, thank you. I mean,
and then
it was sorry.
To piggyback off AJ real fast too, with Free Comic Book Day over here, a lot of the times it's just reprints of an issue or just reintroducing something
or something to lead up to another story.
Yeah, it's something along the like he said. You guys gave us a brand new everything with this brand new characters, story within the world that we love, and at the same time, beginning to end, and on top of that, it was literally the best thing that came out for Free Comic Book Day here. It was the best read to come out of all the Supermans and the Spider-Mans and whatnot. Like, that was the book you wanted to actually read. And so when they went ahead and put that back into the triple play, when Aftershock did that, like, I was happy for the fans that didn't get it, because then they got to read about these, 4 other characters in other areas. And that was just the best thing about it. It was just the best absolute read, period.
Wow.
Es increíble escuchar eso.
Yeah, it's very rewarding to hear that reaction, and also we had it wasn't easy because we only had 16 pages, so we really had to aim every panel where we were going to put there because it's really 16 pages is really tough to tell a story, but. So it's nice to hear this.
One other question I wanted to ask you was, are we going to learn more about those like mysterious figures that seem to be making the decisions at the last issue? Are we going to learn more about what role they have in the whole storyline?
Yes. I won't tell you when, but yes, because they're part of the story that needs to be told and understood. Yes, there's a lot of questions that we left in the air, because it's a huge universe with a huge story to tell. Because that's interplanetary, so it's going to take time to put all the pieces together.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell if they were bad guys or good guys. If they have what their self interests really were. It's kind of hard to make out.
They have a reason for what they did.
Okay.
Uh,
Fair enough. I'm looking forward to finding out what that reason is then.
I'm sorry to be. It's just I don't want to spoil anything that
Of course. We
but
want
yes,
to find out during the read. Yes.
yes, that's. But yeah, everything. I mean, everything that we put in the first volume has a reason behind, and it just is seeing the tip of the what they say, the tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all tied up to a logic.
So I want to know something real fast about the design, like kind of about the design ish. So Hototo is now a Palladion. So I want to know, does Hototo keep his name, or does he have like a superhero name? You know, like Super Hototo, or something like that. Does his name change, or is it still Hototo?
It's a good question.
Both. Yeah, both, and yes, but you have to read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Es que están tirando de muchos hilos, ¿eh?
Are you hoping for a Commander Hototo?
Sorry?
Is E-Man hoping for a Commander Hototo or a Captain Hototo?
Oh, Commander Hototo. I don't know. Captain Hototo, maybe.
Mark is asking, what's up with the Alien Council from issue 5? Who are they?
The what? The alien.
No,
Just
no.
the ones that we're speaking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They're a mysterious, council. I don't think we can say much about them right now because it would be spoiling things. But no,
Don't spoil.
yeah,
I know we want all this information, but we don't want to spoil. We want to build the suspense for We Live season 2, but we don't want this spoiled here. I have a question for you though, Inaki. You mentioned earlier today that the Palladions are tied to the energy source at the Megalopolis. And if they veer too far away from it, they lose power. Now this reminds me very much of like Evangelion, where these big mechs are tied to these huge power sources. Yeah, the cables. So just wondering if any of this actually, the ideas were they anime inspired,
It's funny because I just realized what you said about the similarity, but no, we didn't think of Evangelion. I mean, I know Evangelion is part of the We Live influence for sure. You just have to look at Tala's new suit.
Yeah.
And wanting to put mechas and and the kaijus, the beasts. But no, we didn't think of that. There was something that it came from specifically the need for the story. When we just put all elements on the table and what we were going to play with, and that came up, and it's part of the central part of the plot, really. But it wasn't Evangelion inspired. No. Coincidence.
Okay. What I wanted to ask you also, when Hototo, all those other children transform, they transform into adults, but they still have the mindset of their younger age, right?
No, because
no?
this has been like an evolution. It's like we had a lot of conversations, Roy and I, about that. What's the mind of a Palladion? How is it like? It's very complex. We're still finding out really where are the limits were of both sides. The child side and the adult side. And
okay.
yeah, it's like the simplest way to describe a Palladion. It's one part. Like it's there's a part of the need to play, that kids have, imagination,
Mm-hmm.
but it really goes more to the Jedi side, where they're more like a. It's a very tough question to answer because it's going to be explained really how they act, and it's not just they're not a simple being to just say this is how a Palladian acts. It's a very complex, and we would have to do a psychological study, but with persons that really know, and because it's not. I mean, it's not just Sam, for example, and at the same time, this is a conversation that we're still having with Roy, because um, they were deprived of their childhood, really,
Right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
so, and they were exposed to a fast evolution, but that fast evolution comes from a higher power that knows what they're doing. So
Okay.
Okay, good. So it's not like Shazam.
no,
Yeah, I thought it was like a
No.
no.
Good. Okay. Roy's nope.
Nope,
No.
it's so complex. It's
Oh, that's
not
good.
easy to explain. Cuando lo veáis, cuando lo leáis, una idea, vais a entender.
Okay.
Yeah, he's saying
puede
that.
traducir.
Eamon can translate, right?
Yeah, he just say that we just got to read it. We're gonna find out when we read the book. Is what Roy said. So it's gonna, like what Inaki and Roy say. It's gonna unravel in the book as to like what the evolution of their mind is.
Yeah.
All right. Red, you guys have been a little. I know you guys are just observing, but anything you guys want to throw out there for the show?
Oh, just enjoying it. Such an honor to be able to talk to him.
It's honored to be in the presence of greatness here.
So did you guys expect black and white, because it's already receiving a lot of positive responses. A lot of people are looking forward to it. There are many variant covers, and I'm not the kind of person that would be chasing a lot of variant covers, but I'm such a fan of the book that I've actually chased maybe 8 or 9 different sets for this book just because I truly like it. Did you guys think that there was going to be so many people who were going to jump on this train and want to create and add to the We Live world by having their own variant covers, released to everyone out there? Like, did you guys think that it was going to be this big?
No, I thought there were going to be variant covers, as it happened with first volume. That after from second issue on, there will be appearance of variant covers, but I didn't anticipate already with the first issue having so many covers. That surprised us. No, mainly because there were so many things kept for the story's sake, and then no spoilers. So they didn't have story elements to play with, really. They still don't know what's going to happen inside those issues. So it's surprising, just with the designs that were sent out, that they were able to make covers. That's amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this. Okay, which one is your favorite variant cover?
We have one. We have one.
I like. Yeah,
Oh.
we have one, and it still hasn't been shown.
Oh,
Yes.
All right. Well,
I need to get that one.
We need to get that one for sure. Yes, exactly. We need to figure out which one that is. We got to get that one for sure. White Tiger Cool Comic Collected asked a little while back, and I think we missed it. He's like, hey, listen here, over here. Besides We Live, and I know, Roy, you're mostly focused on your music, but still want to ask, besides We Live, do either one of you guys have any more comic book projects coming out other than...
And no, right now we decided that if we can, we're going to focus on We Live, and for as long as we can, if we can go straight to finishing the whole story arc of all the volumes, that's what we wanted to. No, with
And
what's
how
happening.
many volumes would that be?
NDA face.
We
Yeah,
have
we have a number. We have a number.
We have some stories in the background.
Ah,
Now we only focus on Willie.
okay.
Yeah, we have different things. We have, that we live, that we think we want. I think we're going to need at least 7 volumes to tell it.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
From 7 to 10 will be perfect, but if we can, I mean, it would depend on sales, obviously. And we also would love to explore the world that we live, before the Palladions, like the world of the Free Comic Book Day, and other things that I'm sure they will appear, that will need, you can expand the story, the universe. And also we have other stories that we would like to, other books outside we live that we would like to work on someday. But it's time is the master of everything.
Yeah. So, did you find it difficult to focus on? Well, I shouldn't be asking it like this, but when you, Inaki, when you were doing Out of Body, because you did the art for Out of Body, which is great, and Ava did the colors for it.
Yes.
Was that just one of those projects like in between We Live where it was just to fill the void, or was it something that was planned before We Live finished? Like, how did that squeeze into your schedule?
Yeah, it was a project that, I mean, it was Peter Milligan, so it was like, yes, I'll do that, of course. But it was a project that it was in between knowing if We Live was going to continue. We couldn't keep on doing We Live until we had the numbers in, and Aftershock green light the continuation of the series. So that's a project that I jumped in the in between, but I had a lot of fun with that project. It was just the project I needed in that moment.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a really good book. I really enjoyed that one
Yes.
there.
Will you guys be doing just like with volume 1? Will there be a break, or if sales keep continuing, you're just going to keep doing it as monthlies?
That's a good question, because that also we've been speaking about that with Roy. The intention is to keep on going, but we feel that it might need a gap from season to season, and just like the story needs that break of, I don't know how long, we'll have to see and talk with Aftershock. But the intention is not stopping working on it, but we'll see what's better for the release of the 3rd volume, let's say now.
Okay.
So if we do a gap, it's going to be more focused on what's good for the story.
Right.
Which is kind of what you guys did right now anyway, right? I mean, you guys kind of finished the 1st volume, see how people reacted to it. You saw people loved it, and it gave you time to map out the 2nd season, because you guys mentioned in the last interview with us, that you guys are looking at seasons, which I like, because it gives you that, like you said, it gives you that break to be able to focus on the story. And now that you mentioned that this is the only world that you guys want to live in right now, it does give you those creative juices to just be able to put everything into this right here. So personally, as a fan, I like it. I like that idea because it makes me wait for the next volume. It's like the anticipation builds, and then we get more variant covers, and then I'm going to ask Roy again, which one's your favorite variant cover?
Sorry.
No, but go ahead.
Que en este caso nos vino muy bien el tiempo entre el primer volumen y empezar con el segundo. Porque cuando cuando creamos el primer volumen de la historia, realmente dimos un paso hacia lo que sería el segundo arco. Pero para poder trabajar, o sea, para poder arrancar el segundo arco, tuvimos que pensarlo absolutamente todo. La gran historia.
Yeah, saying that in the case of the ending of Volume 1 and doing Volume 2, it was really great for us to have that time of just sit down and work everything that was going to happen in Volume 2, because even though we knew where we were going and how Volume 1 ended, and we know what was the next story to be told, we had to put a lot of work of how we were going to tell that story to reach the next ending. So we do need that time to really put on one entire season in 5 issues and see all just the plot of the story.
And I'm sure it gives you guys that little break, gets you to recharge, so your creative juices start flowing again after that one break.
Yes. And also I noticed that when I'm drawing, I'm so centered in every page, because I go to sleep thinking in the panels that I'm going to put in the next page, and so that kind of blocks my mind while I'm doing that. I can't just think so much ahead in the writing when I'm just thinking how I'm going to bring down the script to panels.
Inaki, you're digital when you draw the interiors, correct?
Yes. Okay. So, I mean, I kind of do preliminary pencils sometimes in paper.
Oh.
But then it's all digital. I just redraw ink all in Cintiq.
Don't be selfish. I see it, AJ. Don't be selfish. Hold on. I want to talk to him too, okay? Don't be.
Any of that original art for sale.
Don't be selfish.
I'm open to buying some preliminaries.
You saw AJ's face light up the moment you said pencils. Like, pencils? Tell me more. Don't be selfish. Don't. So, go ahead.
Sorry. No. Then I'm planning some, I don't know when, to release original art. Yes, from the book. It's going to be preliminary pencils.
I'm going to.
No. We're editing this off the show. No one's gonna hear this part right here. No one's gonna know about it. Just me and AJ. You let us know first, and we'll sit down and we'll talk. Okay? We're taking this out.
I want to claim the splash page with the preliminary splash page with all the Palladions. I'm claiming that right now.
The thing is, it's. I mean that. What I'm saying, it's going to be through Scott's Collectibles.
Okay.
So it's
no inside deal for you, AJ. Sorry, none for you. You got to go all the way to England for Scott's Collectibles on that one right there.
Got a question from White Tiger. I'll piggyback on that. Would an animated or live action adaptation ever be a possibility? And would you prefer a movie or TV series for it?
Oh, look at our faces, our poker faces.
Oh, there's NDA faces. Okay. Let's not spoil that either, you guys. Let's get those issues 5 ready, you guys. Get those issue 5s ready.
Get the full arc. Get the books.
Okay.
These faces are tied to the other faces. And that's the other question.
So do you guys know what an NDA is?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we had a guest here. We asked him questions in the past too, and he would just have this blank poker face, and that's what we call an NDA face. Like, oh, you're not able to say anything, but you're saying something with your silence. Okay, we get it. So that's what we call an NDA face. We're getting a lot of this right here from the Inaki, from the Miranda Brothers, from Inaki and Roy. We're getting a lot of NDA faces today, you guys. If you guys are here for the live show, you guys are getting some great information.
Confirm or deny the question that we're asking, right?
We're potentially happy.
Oh wow, I like that. Potentially happy.
They can't confirm nor deny such allegations. Good question, Ruby G. I love it.
I should have, cut the.
Like Zsa Zsa Gabor, no pictures, no pictures, no pictures, please. So when is the tour going to start here in the United States? Do you guys have an official date yet, or is this something? Are you guys going to announce it on your social medias?
Yes. It's going. The first one is going to be the Philadelphia Comic Convention, in April.
Okay.
I know that for sure, and then Orlando, but I think that hasn't been announced. So the one that I think it has been announced. I'm not sure. The Philadelphia one.
Perfect. Well, I know that we only have an hour with you guys, so before we end the show, first of all, we want to thank you for you guys giving your time to come
thank
on.
you.
We
Thank you for
definitely, consider you guys friends of the show, and
Thank you.
I know that you guys are very busy, and we're all looking forward to We Live Black and White. Could you let our viewers, followers know where they can, interact with you through your socials if possible?
Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, whichever. I'm on those three. You need the handles, or you mean, or?
If you want to, give it out to our listeners and viewers, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Inaki Miranda, both in Twitter and Facebook, and Joy Art on Instagram. That's JOII Art.
Perfect.
I in Twitter, Roy Le Flaco, RO. ¿Cómo le digo? No.
ROY.
YLEFLCO. And Instagram and Facebook, Roy Mercurio. I think.
I like his look, his face. I think
It's still Roy LaFlaco. I thought. Let me look it up right now.
Roy Mercurio.
I thought it was Roy Mercurio.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Mercurio.
it says Roy LaFlaco, but the picture says Mercurio.
Yeah. Okay.
Either or. And then just before we let you guys go too, this is one thing that we didn't say. When does Black and White release? Do you guys know?
Yeah, March 9th.
Perfect.
New Comic Book Day, March 9th. That's where everyone should be getting We Live Black and White at your LCSs. Make sure you get the cover A's, the cover B's, the cover Q's, the cover X's, the cover Z's. Get all of the covers. We need these NDA faces to just let us know that there is a TV show and some of the other stuff coming by, you guys, right? Sell this thing out.
All right. Well, again, thank you for coming on. And for our viewers, thank you for tuning into the show. We will all see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Sealess Villains Podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at sealessvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, Sealess Villains and Sealess Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts, at Luke Weeks, at C-List Villainous Red, at C-List E-Man, and I am at AJ the Comic Collector. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next time.